Good evening, YouTube world. I'm your host, Paul Italia. If you haven't already, please make sure you subscribe to the channel. What's up, Mr. Yee Yee? What's good tonight, bro?
Oh boy, we're just here. We got some good announcements and we're, trying to see what's going on with everybody out there. And, we're here for the people.
Yeah, we're not gonna drop that bomb yet. We're gonna tease them a little. So, guys, we're gonna drop the bomb. Who is gonna be the first guest on episode 1 coming up this Friday? We got Forget About It Fridays, Unfiltered, going down 8 p.m. Eastern Time, 5
Oh
p.m.
boy.
West Coast. Do not miss this one. It is going to be fire. Oh, we got everybody coming up in the chat right now. We got my man Drew out of Vegas. What up, Drew?
What up, Drew?
My man Todd, how are you, Todd? What is up, brother? We
What's up,
got
TO Double D?
Green Up Junk Removal.
Green up.
Cisco.
Cisco, baby.
My man Andrew. I was on the phone with Andrew yesterday. I was talking with Andrew. Really
Yo,
cool
what's up,
peeps.
Drew? What's up, Drew?
So thank you guys for all tuning in. We were just talking. We're going to be announcing during this live our first episode guest. We got guests, not just guests. We got multiple. So you guys are gonna want to hear this, guys. We're gonna be dropping that real soon. But before we get into that, we got some other things coming up on the channel that we got to make mention. We got next Tuesday, we got a good one. Mr. Yee Yee is going to be co hosting this one. And we got my man Russ Berry out of Rochester, New York. He's doing it big. Some say he's controversial. I love the guy. He don't care about hurting feelings, so to say. But he's also very, very knowledgeable in the game. So we will have him on at 8 p.m. Eastern time, 5 p.m. on the West Coast. That is Tuesday, May 20th. Make sure you're going to check that one out. It is going to be fire. And then the following Tuesday after that, we got another really, really good one where I'm really excited about this guy because, he's found a niche in junk removal and he's doing it through furniture. He has a lot of experience, in the furniture business before. And now he's applying it all into junk removal. That is Dan Beals. And, he's doing it big over in Denver, Colorado. And we're going to just pick his brain. And I can't wait till you guys hear this, man. He's coming up with some really genius ways to just lock in some big accounts and all. But we'll get into the details
The
on
furniture hustler.
for real, man. For real. I got to say this, Mr. Yee. I love that hat, man. The red is popping and everything, bro.
We are in the Golden State. You know what I'm talking about? And it is, a little something different. I love the bucket hats. You know what I mean? And it, if I didn't have the hat, it wouldn't be me.
That's it. Yo, we got my man Josiah Jin in the house. 16-year-old homie. He's doing it big over there. He said, "What's going on? How are you, Josiah? Thank you for
What's up,
tuning in."
Josiah, baby?
My man Jeremy's in the house. I was on the phone with Jeremy a little while ago. Jeremy's doing it big down in SoCal. What's up,
Yo,
brother?
yo, yo, yo.
Yeah, so guys, we're gonna be dropping our first guest. We're gonna be letting know who it's gonna be. It's going down this Friday. Forget
And
about it Fridays.
guys, when we drop these guests and these announcements, we would love for you guys to interact and ask us. You know what I mean? Reach out to us and what questions would you like us to ask these guests? Is there a specific topic that you would like to get answered? And that's what we are here. That's what we're here for. You can drop us messages, reach out to us, and we're trying to get the real content for you guys and those real answers for you guys with these guests.
Yeah, and guys, another thing that we are open to is we're open to trying out different segments. So, what do I mean by that? So, I'm going to give an example. Well, when I watch a lot of my Yankees podcasts, New York Yankees and all, they do this like really cool, like it's like 15 minutes or like a half an hour where they give out the phone number and anybody could call in. So all the fans call in, they got questions, or if they just want to make statements and all. I think that would be really, really cool. So, what's your guys' thoughts on that? Would you guys like to do like a call-in hour on here? And I'll give out the phone number in the chat, and when you guys call in, it'll go right through my mixer, and everybody will be able to hear it, and we can answer any questions or just talk trash, so to say. So, let me know what you think of that. Also, give us some ideas, something like different or something you want us to be part of the show. If you guys have some good ideas, throw them out there, because we're definitely open. That me and Mr. Yee been coming up with some plans and just trying to be different from everybody else. So definitely
If you
open up.
guys, if you guys are thinking about a special guest we should have on, reach out to us too, so we can reach out to that person and give you guys what you guys want. Because we're here to give you that raw, uncut content, and but we need you guys' help out there to make it happen. And we're not afraid to ask, because we're doing it for you guys, and to get this junk show going to a different level, and not stand out like the rest, but be the best.
Oh, Mr. Yee, you're gonna love this, bro. I gotta tell you this one, man. This is big. Everybody listen to this one. So you guys know I've been going since episode one. I've been going crazy about filthy fortunes. I've been promoting it like crazy and all, and I got a lot
Yeah.
of the junk industry watching it and all. So I hit up Matt Paxton a couple weeks back. I sent him a message on Facebook, and if you guys don't know who that is, that's like the star of the show. This guy like kind of makes everything just go smooth, and he's the wheeler and dealer and everything. Comes there with his team and kind of just takes over the hoarder house and sells everything, and he's the man with the plan and all. So I was really like surprised last week. He answered me back, and he already knew about the show, and he was like, "Yo, I love what you're doing." He goes, "You're real original with it. Keep doing it, big dog style and everything." And I'm like, "Oh, I'd love to have you on." He's like, "Oh, bro, I'd love to come on, man. Definitely." He goes, "Send it through." He gave me the email. I guess it has to go through the show. I know if any kind of interviews or anything's got to get okayed. So I sent the email in through the show, and we're gonna set it up in June, and he'll be on Forget About It Fridays on Filter. We'll be announcing that in the next couple days, the exact date. But I'm excited about this one, guys. And
Can't
if you
wait.
guys,
That's around the corner. So you guys stay tuned, and he's a top notch in hitting them with that price and
hell
getting
yeah.
paid and making it run smooth and well oiled. I'm trying to tell you guys.
Hell yeah. Oh, and Josiah says, "Do you not have a GMB page? I can't find it." Yeah, and I got one, man.
Yeah,
Forget
we got
about it,
one.
junk. Yeah, forget about it, junk removal, bro. I told you about it,
No,
man.
no limit hauling and junk removal. Check out the GM page. Check out the Google reviews. Check out how maybe a lot of you want to see how my GM page looks and what
Yeah,
I have on my GM page that can maybe help you. Go check it out.
yeah. Maybe he was talking to you about you. Maybe that's who he
Oh,
was
maybe he's
talking
talking about
about.
me. Yeah, I'm on here. All you gotta do is look it up.
Yeah. Drew, if you can, man, if you're still in there, I don't know if you're working right now, but if you could share our GMB, we'd appreciate it, man. Thank you, bro. We got your man in the house. We got Todd, Three Kings in the house. Hey, what's
Yes,
going
yes.
on, Todd? How you doing? Forget about it, my
Oh boy,
man.
that's the TODD. That's the other part of the 707 connection right there. And we got a few things happening too, and you might see them a little bit more in my content. And we like to help each other out, as everybody should help each other out. And when you network, you make a lot more money, and you can cover a lot more ground. And you'd be surprised when you guys team up and network, you'll see those profits go up, and you're just become a bigger monster in the game.
Team player, baby. I love it, man. I love it. Yeah, I seen there was somebody made a quote the other day or something, and it said, up at the top, they collaborate. Down at the bottom, they make it all in the competition. It was something along those lines, but it was saying
Yeah,
it's better, the top dogs all work together, and it's better that way.
absolutely.
You make a lot more money. And then the guys that are at the bottom are usually the haters that don't like working with the competition, and kind of.
Well, we call those guys the snoozers and the looky loos, and you know what I mean. The guys who don't like and subscribe and support the movement, but they like to watch everything we do, which is no problem. You know what I mean? Because by you clicking, you help out the whole situation too. But it's okay.
Hell yeah. Yo, Mr. Yee, so tell me, man, I know you've been in like 4 or 5 years and all that. You've been in the game and all. How do you deal with, man, when you got like local companies, bro, and you know that there's like hate going around? You got that like secret haters, and you hear the whispers, and people in the town like letting you know, they're like, yo, I don't understand why they're hating on that. And I feel like I'm getting like phone calls, bro, of like fake jobs and shit like
Yeah.
that. Like, so
I
what's
used
up with that, man? How do you handle that? Have you had situations like that before?
I used to get a lot of those fake calls from other haulers or anybody who just asked me for a price, and I just shut them down from day one and say, I don't give prices over the phone, or I just don't, what I mean, collaborate with negativity or these haters because, it's not worth it because misery loves company, and when you create bad habits and you have that hate in your mouth, you ain't getting nowhere. You're gonna stay at the same level. And we're trying to climb that mountain of success and and be there. We're not trying to stay at the same level. We don't want to stay at the same level, but you know what? Those haters are gonna stay at the same level. And if they ain't supporting you, they hating on you. And me, I just roll right past them. And I love when I see them at the dump. Hey, whatever, you know what I mean? But you know, uh it's just that you have to be in this game. Like I tell people, you have to have that alligator skin. You got to have that. You know what I mean? It can't be penetrated. You can't let nobody light your fuse because they'll love to do that, and that's a lot of people love to get a reaction out of you. And if you give it to them, they'll run with it.
Yo, I love when you get the calls, man, and they're posing as a client and all they want to hear is your full load price. And soon as they say the word load, the full load, right then it's not a client, bro. The clients don't understand that lingo ain't in their
Mm-hmm.
language, man.
Mm-hmm.
They're never gonna
Mm-hmm.
be like, yo, what's the full load? They don't even understand what that means. But other junk callers, that's our language, and I
Yeah, but
know.
sometimes that can reverse too. So you really got to be patient and fill your people. Every time someone calls you, you got to fill them out. Cuz today I got a spam call and I was in the Corvette chilling, on Highway 80 and 680 chilling doing my thing, right? And all of a sudden I got a spam call, spam, no name, no nothing. I answered it. Boom, house clean out. Hello, let's go.
Oh, nice, bro. That's a nice one right there.
I put the video out. I just dropped another video, and it's about how do you charge your house cleanouts? Do you charge by load, or do you charge by one big price and hit them in that with that Kimball Slice price? So you gotta but the only way to figure that out is with time. Is
That's
with
it.
time.
Well,
And if you got
Josiah has a question. I don't mean to cut you off, but he
no, it's
says,
okay, brother.
how long have you guys been in the business?
Okay, Mr. Yee Yee, I'm going on my fourth year now, and I'm telling you, it ain't nothing slow about this. You know what I mean? I walked away from my career and I ain't looking back.
Nice. And Josiah, just so you know, I am a little over 4 months. I'm coming on my fifth month now. Just so you know, how I did come into it was a little different than most. I got in probably about 6 months before I actually got up and running, and I just started like doing all the podcasts. You could actually see my first interview is on this channel. Forget about it, and it was with Matt and JoJo from Sonoma Strong. So whenever that first interview was, that was when I first got into the industry and just started learning. In the first 6 months, I just picked everybody's brain. I went to that junk expo. Speaking of that junk expo, Josiah, you got to get to that junk expo this year coming up in October 24th and 25th. It's going down in California. You know what, brother? I'm going to do this right now, Josiah, man. Yo, I'm gonna pay for your flight, brother. I got your flight.
Oh,
You could.
oh,
I'll get you a ticket, man. We'll get you over there, brother. Let's talk with
Josiah,
Matt and
link
JoJo, and
in.
yeah, man. We'll get. I got your flight. I'll cover that. Get you there and back, man. And let's talk with Matt and JoJo, or if maybe somebody in the chat wants to, maybe splurge and buy him a ticket and all. He's 16 years old, man. Young entrepreneur, really trying to do big things. He just bought his NPR truck. I mean, he's all in, man. He really is. So
And,
I
and Josiah, take advantage of that offer because let me tell you, you're going to be with the big dogs in the game with us. You're going to get the network. You're going to be able to meet everybody. All these people you see on YouTube, you're going to see in person. They're going to be walking right by you, not past you. They're going to be walking right by you, ready to talk to you. So you're only going to gain from this. So I don't know if you have to ask moms, get the permission, if we have to sign a permission slip, a field trip slip, but we'll make it happen for you. My guy's going to pay for your plane ride. And trust me, you're going to get knowledge up.
Hell yeah, hell yeah. And I want to say what's up. We got Julio in the house. He says, what's up, guys? Hey to all my peeps. And Josiah says, yes, 8 months in. And he also has said, are you serious? Yes, I'm 100% serious, bro. So,
Like a
we'll
heart
talk.
attack.
Yeah, man, we'll talk with your parents and all. And I didn't think of that. Somebody just said that. He says he can't fly without an adult at 16. Yeah, we'll work all that out, man. We'll talk with your parents and all that, and make sure everything's cool with that. But yeah, so guys, if you're listening, maybe somebody wants to help out and he wants to get Matt, talk to Matt and JoJo, and maybe get Josiah a ticket. Like I just said, I'm gonna pay for his flights, get him there and back. I believe Josiah, you're in Florida, right? I think just comment in there. Let me know
The
where you're coming
Flamingo
from.
State, the Flamingo State, the Florida. Don't you got a house out there, Paulie, too? You got a pad out there, too?
West Palm Beach, baby.
No, you're gonna
Yep.
take it. You're gonna forget about it. Gonna take it over out there too. We're gonna smoking cigars out there.
Yeah, hell yeah, man. So that's gonna be my laundromat spot, man. I've been
Yeah.
trying to get some laundromats down there, and that's the goal for down there. Set a couple of those up.
Oh yeah.
Um,
With junk removal, the sky's the limit.
hell yeah, hell yeah. Oh, and I didn't realize that's Russ, 7-figure junk removal. That's Russ Berry in the house. So Russ is gonna be on with us on Tuesday, everybody.
What's
I
up,
already
Russ?
announced
What's
that,
up?
Russ.
You guys hear it. Russ is going to be on with us, so get your questions ready for us, and you know what I mean, and get those
Yo,
questions ready.
Mr. Yee Yee, my man Cisco just stepped up. He goes, "Hey, bro, I'll get his ticket. Hit me up later." Yo, you see that? This is a great community right here, man. My
That's what
man
I'm talking
Josiah.
about.
We got Cisco. He'll cover your expo ticket. I got your flights, man.
See,
We're gonna help out the youth, man. Let's get these guys in the expo with all the top dogs. This way they could just be a sponge. Josiah, come in there. I would film it all and just soak it all in, bro. For real, my man.
it's
This is such a
it,
great experience.
it's a game changer. The 2025 Junk Expo is a game changer. I'm trying to tell you guys, documentate, film it, and just see if it's you. Just see if it's you. If you want to start this YouTube journey, just start recording and just start, seeing if it's you. You don't have to publish it, but just see how you like it. But you can't lose. You know what I mean? When you come into this Junk Expo, you're only gonna win, win, win.
Hell yeah. And Russ just said, he goes, "What's up, boys? Bring all the questions." So, guys
You-
in the chat, guys, definitely have your questions ready for Tuesday. It's going down 8 p.m. Eastern time, 5 p.m. West Coast. We got Russ Berry. Is going to be just an amazing interview. I've been watching Russ from day one since I got in. He's really, really OG. He really knows his stuff. No fluff, no BS, straight to the point. And, I really like that, man. And he backs everything up. Everything he says, he's going to prove.
Affidavits,
That's it.
affidavits, and guys, you guys can message us and message us your questions, so we can have these things lined up and have you guys ready. And we might even do some call-ins and do live call-ins, and if everything stays civilized, this thing will work the right way.
Bro, my man Todd, he just said he's got the hotel. Yo, Josiah, man, you got everything, bro. You
You
got the
see, you
hotel, the
see,
expo, the
you
flight,
see.
bro.
I'm trying to tell you, and Todd's part of the
Love it.
707 connection, and you know what I mean.
Oh,
Todd's
man.
up there. He's not a little guppy. He's not a little tadpole. I'm trying to tell you. You know what I mean. He's up there.
Hell yeah. Andrew says, get in that, Josiah. That's awesome. Oh, we got JT in the house. What's up, everyone? Checking in real quick. So, yeah, we haven't, JT's in here, but we haven't announced who we got going on this Friday. We'll be announcing that real soon, JT. You're going to want to hear this one, man. I think you're going to like him a lot, bro. Josiah says, do you guys have any experience with LSA? So that LSA, that's with the Google Ads, right? Is that what that is, Mr. Yee?
Yeah. Yes. Exactly.
Is that your playing field, or you don't really mess
No,
around with LSAs?
I don't really jump in that pond, but I'm pretty sure there's a lot of people out here watching us who can, maybe reach out to Josiah, or somebody leave a
Hold
comment
on,
right now.
Mr. Yee. We got next Friday, bro. We forgot we got a guest coming on. We're gonna be announcing that, Josiah. So not this Friday, but the following Friday. You're gonna want to tune in. He's a specialist on Google Ads. I don't want to drop the name yet. I want to keep everybody in a little
Oh boy,
suspense. But
you're
you're
gonna
gonna like
like
this
this.
one, and he's the guy you're gonna want to tune in for sure. And Russ says there's a secret to LSA. It's Google guaranteed. It's fucking expensive. Yeah, so Google guaranteed, Russ. That is what the leads, man. And what I was just talking about is it's all gravy and it goes decent at first. until your competitors find out that you're doing it. And then that's when you start realizing those secret haters, they start hitting those up all the times, and they're trying to run up your leads and all that. So the first like month ago, it was going all right. And then my competitors found out, and I just had to
Whoop.
cancel that shit. But let me tell you guys, so how do I know that my competitors are still trying to get at me? Well, I stopped the Google guarantee, but I still keep getting called from the Google guarantee number that hasn't gone out in over a month. So these dudes stored that number in their
Of
phone,
course, of
and
course.
they think that they're still ringing up my bill, but they're not. So
Mhm.
I know exactly who it is and all. And I just, that's why I was talking about Mr. Yee. I was like, how do you deal with, you got the secret haters, but I know who they are. I know exactly who they are.
Wait till we catch him. Wait till we catch him. You know what I
Put
mean?
them in the back of the truck, huh?
That's right. Forget about it. Throw him in the bathroom.
That's it, brother.
You know.
So Josiah says local service adds $60 per lead for me. So
Okay.
Josiah, is that that's the Google guarantee that you're doing, where it's the guaranteed where you come up like right away in your area? I think it's like a 2 or 3 mile radius, and you come up first. And if they click on it and they call you up and they say keywords, then you get billed that. It's good, bro, if you're tracking your numbers like a hawk, like literally every day. But if you miss a couple of those leads, or you, like I said, you got a couple competitors that are running them up, you're going to be tapped out right away, and it's not going to make money, and you're going to actually lose money. So as long as you're
Well,
watching it and you're making money with it, and the good thing about it is you're building your Rolodex. You know what I mean? So it's not, you're just getting these people in there, and now you could eventually send out SMS blasts and all that stuff. So you are gaining clients. So it is good that way, but just be careful, bro. And you watch your numbers. And at 16 years old, I don't even know if you can go and do the Google ads yet, man.
just don't put your eggs in all in one basket. There's so many other social media platforms that you need to master, and to get your name out there, and just start conquering all the free social media platforms, and then see where it goes from there too. But you have to give everything a chance. You have to let this kick in. It just doesn't happen overnight. Even if you're paying for leads, it has to kick in. So you just have to give all angles a try, and
I'm
just
I'm sending Russ the link right now. He's gonna come on and explain it to Josiah with that. And I think this is a good little teaser
yeah,
just to
there you
show
go.
what we're
That's a
gonna have
bonus.
on
The
Tuesday.
people are getting a bonus. This is a bonus
This
that they
is
get to.
bonus right
This is
now.
bonus.
Yeah.
This ain't the average show right here. This is, you know what I
Yep.
mean.
Getting
This ain't.
blessed right with gold right now.
Yeah, this is the forget about it. You know what I mean. This is,
That's it.
and it's not even Friday, so you guys are getting bonus right now. I'm trying to tell you.
Yep. Well, really, you book every 2 calls, so $120 lead cost. The average junk removal job is $400. Yeah, but bro, what happens when you get those single item pickups? And then this is the one that's the killer, bro. Is when you go to do the in-person quote, and you get to this house, and it's like a crackhead kind of house, and they have like a whole bunch of shit, and they're like, "Oh, I thought it was gonna be $50," and you're looking at them, and the dump fees are probably a couple $100, and you're like, "Yo, that just cost me $60 just to drive here and hear this."
Oh
So
yeah.
that's where it could start being. But Josiah had good luck that first month with it, man. It was keeping me busy. I was doing, probably like 3x on everything. And then, like I said, I started getting all these crackhead calls. Then I started getting the competition. And before you know it, man, I mean, you're just getting billed nonstop and you're not even getting calls. So I had to shut that down real quick. What's up, Jamie? How you doing over there? Welcome, welcome.
Welcome, welcome. I see Load Runners is in the house.
Oh, that's our crew over there. Sarah and Vinny. What's up, guys? How you doing? We got Sippy Hall in the house. How you
Sippy
doing?
Holland, what's up, baby? I see you on the Facebook, baby. The
All
Yee
right,
Yee
Russ
season.
is here, and you know what? I'm gonna send. Hey, Russ, what's going on, brother?
What's up, man? I don't know if you can hear me or not. This
Oh, we
is
can hear you. We can hear you loud and clear.
all right,
Loud and
perfect.
clear. So,
What's going
Russ,
on, boys?
before we get into it, man, I'm gonna have Josiah jump on too, man. I'm gonna send him the link so he could hear it
This is this
firsthand.
is this is a bonus for the people right here. I'm trying to tell you,
Yeah.
you guys are getting lucked in and tuned in. So Russ is on right now. Go ahead and ask a quick question.
Oh,
You
yo,
know what I
we
mean?
got to say this. We got Sonoma Strong in there. So Sonoma Strong, I got to just let you know what just went down and everything. We got my man Josiah in here. He's 16 years old. He's out of Florida. So I told him, I said, yo, I would pay for his flight there and back to the Junk Expo. Let's just see if we could get him a ticket. Well, Cisco stepped up. He said he'll get him the ticket, and my boy Todd Lacewell said he would pay for the hotel, man. So we got our man Josiah. We just got to talk with his parents, make sure everything's cool. But hopefully we're gonna get him over at the Junk Expo. So
And
just
he'll
wanted
be
to let
my
you know
and
that.
he'll be my special guest. He'll be with the Yee Yee. So you don't got to worry about nothing. You'll be introduced to all the top dogs. It'll be, oh boy. You might even learn a new language. It's called the Yee Yee language.
There you go. There you go. So Josiah's popping on right now. So Russ, how's it going, brother? So guys in the chat, I'm just gonna let everybody know this is a little teaser, man, because Russ is gonna be our main guest on Tuesday. So we don't want him to get into too much detail. But we're gonna let him go in and just give us a little about LSA and help out our man Josiah and all. But guys, get all your questions ready because I'm telling you, you're gonna want to tune in on Tuesday, man. Russ just knows it all. There ain't no fluff here. He just tells it straight how it is, man, and that's what I like about him.
I don't know about know it all, but I'm about as straight to the point as you can get, and I don't always agree with everybody, which
Ain't
is
nothing
is
wrong. Ain't
probably
nothing wrong with
okay.
that. That's
Yeah, well, you're
absolutely
welcome
fine. We
here,
love
bro.
it.
We like that shit here, bro.
We love it. We love it. We love all opinions, and we're only human.
Yeah. So is Josiah in yet, or is he? Where is he? Is he in the chat or no?
He's in the chat, but he's trying to
Okay.
get on here, so he'll be here in a second and all. But
Yeah.
Russ,
So
so tell me before we get in that, tell me a little about you. So if some of the chat don't know who you are and all, I'm sure everybody does, but just catch them up real quick. Where are you out of? What's the name of your business and all?
yeah. So I operate out of Rochester, New York, and Sarasota, Florida, and I own A Plus Junk Removal. We run in New York. We run two dumpster trucks. One of them is basically our third junk truck, and then we have two regular junk trucks. And then in Florida, we run one junk truck down there for right now. We'll probably end up. I'm actually looking at they actually make non CDL grapple trucks, and I'm actually looking at buying that for Florida specifically because where we are, we're on the Gulf Coast and there's hurricanes every other year, and the grapple trucks are huge down there, especially for what we do. Because in Florida, when there's a hurricane, they use the grapple trucks to pick up all the residential stuff, but businesses, private drives, and HOAs are exempt. So the only way that you can pick up the stuff in those is if you have a smaller truck, and nobody wants to. We've hand unloaded 17 trucks out of one apartment complex that was all outside soaking wet,
Oh,
and nobody wants to fucking pick up a sleeper sofa that's just been saturated in hurricane water. It is just a pain in the ass. So we're looking at the grapple trucks, but we do roughly just over $1 million in revenue between both. Rochester's about 900 and Florida's about 250. So um, give or
some
take.
big boy. Those are big boy numbers. Those are big boy numbers, and you better be ready for that. You're trying to get to
Russ,
that level.
how did it happen, man? How did you get the multiple places? Do you live in both places? How does that all work?
Yeah, so my wife and I have been together for 27 years, and I fucking hate New York.
Amen.
There is nothing I loathe more in the world than this state. And my daughters were young, and so our goal was to always get out of this shithole. And basically, what happened is we had hired a guy. We went to a backstory on why we picked Florida and where we're at. So we ended up doing Justin Waltz's mentor mastermind, and a bunch of you guys probably don't know who Justin is. Justin, I've gone to three of his. On his last one, I was kind of like an advisor to some of the other people that were there. The classes, the courses were anywhere from $1,500 to $2,500 each trip. And so Justin is very, very well versed. He started with Got Junk, ended up at College Hunks for 9 years, grew their franchise from 3 to 125 stores. He was really on a lot of the back end stuff of how to scale companies and how to, what the marketing stuff is that the franchises look for and everything. So he did masterminds, and I worked with him personally for 2 years. Justin is now the president of operations at Junk Luggers and runs all of Junk Luggers. So where I got a lot of my knowledge and a lot of the stuff that I pass on to a lot of other people also came from him. And a lot of the people that I network with in the junk removal business are all seven figures. Andrew Barton, who owns Barton Brothers in New Jersey, he does moving, demo, and everything else. We're very good friends. We actually have a group chat between the three of us. So um, we're pretty knowledgeable on that stuff. So we ended up going to his class, and we were down there the first year, went down there the second year. My wife and I were like, the second time we were down there, we were like, well, let's see if we can find a spot. So we were trolling around Sarasota, and we were like, this is a cool place. Let's go here. So we had intentions of opening in January of 23. One of the guys that we had working for us, who now runs my operation down in Florida, his girlfriend and him were moving down to Northport, Florida, which is like 30 miles south. And he was like, I can go anytime. I was like, all right, well, let's plan on January. Well, Hurricane Ian hit in 2022, which was a Category 4 storm. And at the time was the most devastating storm that Florida had financially. I think it was like $60 billion in damage. So we immediately, that hit, I think, September 28th. I had a truck down there September 30th, October 1st. I incorporated the business October 7th of 2022 in Florida. And we've been going down there ever since for 2 years, a little over 2 years now. So
Uh,
that's the story. And my wife said, I want to move to Florida. And I know a lot of people give me a lot of shit in the groups for being an asshole and a dick, but my wife gets whatever she wants. So the reason that we started Florida was so that my wife could get what she wanted, which was to go sit on the beach all day and sun her buns. So
that's the
That's what I'm
life,
talking
bro.
about. That's
so
what I'm
that's
talking
why we're
about.
there.
A
Yeah.
Hell
king
yeah.
can't be a king without a queen.
Yeah, there's heinous things I would do to people if they even looked at her the wrong way.
I'm
So
in the
my
same.
wife is,
I'm in the same boat with you, brother. I know that bond. I'm in the same
yeah,
boat with you. Trust
27
me.
years. And it's funny how I started the business actually is because my mom in 2018 was diagnosed with stage 4 T cell lymphoma, um,
Oh, okay.
cancer. And so when we knew what was coming, so the very first thing I did was I called 1-800 Got Junk and I was like, come give me an estimate because I'm going to end up having to clean this out. I don't, there's nobody. And one of the things that I always tell everybody when I do estates is I tell everybody, I'm like, look, I really understand what's going on. Nobody has, my mom just passed away. Let's clean out the house fund. So I understand that this is not something that you were expecting. So I knew that this was, I went through it. I did the call. They came to the house and I just was like, there's no fucking way at all. And so what had happened is I owned a gutter cleaning company prior to that for 20 years. And we had like 2,500 repeat every single year customers. And I was like, well, I've got a lot of real estate investors and I've got a lot of people who own property and stuff. I'm like, I could probably, at the time, I was like, I could probably make like $10,000 a month. If I could do that, I was like, I'm so fucking happy. So I told my wife about it and she was like, no. And so for 6 months, she told me flat out, no, no, no. Okay, fine. Well, one day I woke up and I told her, I was like, we got a big apartment complex we got to clean today. So we're leaving early. I'll be back later. So at 3 o'clock, she called me and she was like, hey, what time do you think you're going to be home? And I was like, probably like 11 o'clock. She's like, what? And I was like, yeah, probably like 11:30. She goes, where are you? And I was like, I'm in Philadelphia. And she goes, what? And I was like, yeah, I bought a junk truck and I'm driving it home tonight. And she was like, you're fucking kidding me. I go, no, I'll be home at 11. And she hung up on me. And I drove the truck home. I had never drove a big truck. I had never drove anything in my life that was outside of like a 16-foot box truck. And
So, are you still behind the wheel now as we speak?
no, I am at times when they need me. Like
Yeah.
if I have a 7 truck job, my wife and I are on the jobs. If it's a normal everyday, 4 or 5 trucks, quarter loads and stuff, no, we have the guys go out and do that. I do more, a lot of Facebook group posting and I do a lot of like video editing and I coach clients during the day and at night. So like there's a lot of other things I do to keep myself busy. But if the shit hits the fan, I'll get in the truck and drive. I do drive on Sundays to empty the dumpsters and I drive, the dumpster truck if I have to, more or less, because I try to give the guys all the jobs because they're more likely to get tipped on those than they are on the junk or on the
Okay.
dumpsters. So
Yeah.
I always take the dumpsters. Plus, because I have so much stuff going on back and forth, I need to be on the phones. So I
Yeah.
can pull over, get on the phone for 15 minutes in between drop offs and pickups. Where when I'm on a job, I can't do that.
So are you a
Hold
Facebook
on, Mr.
guy?
Yee. Hold on, Mr. Yee. Hold on, stop. We have an interview with him on Tuesday, man. We got to stop this. We are taking all the gold that you're gonna. We don't want to do like this.
There's
He's
there's
here to
more
help
gold.
out
Trust me.
Josiah right now.
You can ask me
Yeah,
anything you want, and I can still fill the next 2 hours. So it won't
Oh,
be a
bro,
problem.
yeah,
we got some
Oh,
questions
we,
for
we,
you,
we
man.
got
We're
some
gonna get
questions.
into,
We got
bro.
some questions.
I'm
But
sure I already know what they're all about. I can about two people in
I don't,
particular.
I don't know about that. Just bring some lemonade.
I'll bring the lemons.
so I want to introduce everybody. We got our man Josiah in the house, 16 years old, guys. Got his own NPR dump truck. He's got the hustle in him, man. And now hopefully he's gonna be going to the Junk Expo. So what's up, Josiah? You had a good last hour, man. You're getting all kinds of stuff coming your way.
yeah. No, I love this community, man. Everyone's like, yeah, I'll buy you tickets. I'll get you there. I've never. I. How long has this been going on? Is this the second time the Junk Expo has happened, or the third
So
time?
this is the second time for
Okay.
Sonoma Strong throwing it. I know there has been
Okay.
a couple before that. I think they had a couple in Carolina and all that. But this is the big one. This is the one that everybody in the country is going. I mean, over the world now. I think we got people coming from the Philippines and everywhere.
Brazil.
So it's going to
Yeah,
be a good one, man. You're going to love it. It's a 2-day event. They got 12 speakers. I mean, it's just I got to go to the first one, bro, and I didn't even start my business yet. The
Mhm.
education and stuff I learned, oh my God, it was amazing, bro. I was literally able a month later to go apply everything from the beginning. So you're at that beginning stage. This is a perfect time for you to get in now.
Yeah,
So
definitely.
let's talk LSA now. You had some questions over here for Russ.
Yeah, so I was curious if you guys have had any experience, because I run an LSA and it works relatively okay for me. The lead cost is extremely high, but that just kind of comes with LSA. LSA is expensive as shit. I mean, that's just known. Everyone knows that. No one does LSA. It's too expensive. For me personally, I'm 16, so even if I was kind of breaking even and just stacking up Google reviews and getting that repeat referral client stuff and getting clients into the CRM, like I'd still be winning. It doesn't matter. So like to a certain extent, I'm willing to pay a lot for a lead if I can get a good customer and get them on the team for life. So I was just curious what experience you guys have had with LSA.
So here's what I'll tell you. It really depends on the categories that you pick. So when I did LSA, most of the people that are going to call you are tire kickers. They're going to call you and say, "How much is it to pick up this or that?" Right?
Yeah.
If you advertise in all of them, e-waste, mattresses, appliances, furniture, all the bullshit that they have in there, you're paying. Just think of it as a pure dollar standpoint, right? Let's say that you get someone to pick up a couch off LSA for $125. 50% of your cost went to the call, just went to the call, right?
Right.
That's it. So 50% of your money went away. Now, if you're an owner operator, so your COGS are probably going to be around 30 to 40, 30% or less. So 30% of that is going to go away for the dump fees, the gas, the labor to have the person come and haul it with you, right? So you've already spent 90 out of the 120, right? By the time you pay taxes on it, you made $15. Is it really worth the hassle to go over there for that?
No.
Not likely, right? So the way that I always did LSA is I always only did it for the ones that were paying the most. So that would be construction debris, house or garage clean out, or other. I only did like 3 out of the 10
Oh,
because if
really?
I was going to spend $100 on a call, I want it to be one like construction debris, a house clean out, where I can actually make back 4 to 5 times on my call, right? So that's
So,
that's the big issue with that.
dude, awesome. That's good to hear. So what? So just to recap, what are like things that I should turn off?
I would turn off e-waste. I would turn off appliances, mattresses. I think there's some other like furniture. I don't really do because they're usually single couch pickups and bullshit like that.
Okay.
I really just stick to the three: other house, garage clean out, and construction debris. The rest I don't even bother with.
Yeah, I didn't even think
Now,
about
just so
that. That's some gold right there. Yeah, that's smart.
And
now, just so
And
you
Josiah, check the Google, see where you're coming up, because where I found a problem was I was coming up under free recycling. So people are calling me through the leads asking me if I'm a place for free recycling, if I will come and pick up their mattress for free. And
Oh,
I couldn't
no.
understand why.
That's
And then
why.
I told one of my friends, and he's like, bro, I type in your shit, it comes up as free recycling. So they start putting you in all different categories just to get those phones ringing. So you really got to be careful at what you're accepting. And you got to make sure when you get that email, make sure that, you know, they didn't bill you for a lead that was no good. Because if they did, then you got to go and, you know,
They
say
get the
there's a
credit.
problem with it. Yeah.
So now I think it's like some AI that listens to the phone call recording and then just judges if it was a quality lead or not, and then it just does it on its own.
But it's not always right, bro. And
So
they're always
yeah.
trying to bill you.
yeah, so there is a big secret that, and it's because this is on YouTube and it's run by Google. Google's not going to want me to tell you this, and I don't know if I want to tell this publicly, because if Google does hear this through AI, I don't need them coming back and saying, "Oh, hey, you found a way around the fucking system."
The Google
Okay, and
police
then
are
just
coming,
saying
bro.
you can't do Google ads, you can't do all this. Um, I'm gonna try to figure out how I can word this the right way.
Oh no.
So the way that they know that you talk to a customer is if you answer the phone. Okay,
Mhm.
so if I call you on Google LSA and I don't get a hold of you, immediately what happens is when you miss a phone call, your phone goes ding ding. And the ding ding is a text message telling you that you missed a Google LSA call and to call them back immediately.
Mhm.
And then the other ding is an email notification that tells you, hey, you just missed a Google call, call them back immediately. Right?
Right.
So the way that Google knows that you called them back, and I'm just gonna say this, read between the lines, okay?
Mhm.
Just read between the lines what I'm telling you. If if I call you from my phone number and you call me back from your phone number, they know that we had a conversation.
But if
Right.
it's another
Charge.
phone number, I got it. I was thinking that when,
So,
yeah.
But
so
there's also another thing, like when you miss calls, you get lower on ranking with LSA because you're not a reliable company that answers phone calls, right? I mean, have you taken that into consideration, or is that not
no,
really relevant?
I don't care, because here's the thing: where I am, and I'm just going to be honest with you, where I am, all the people that are where I am right now are all independents like you. They're all smaller companies that are paying heavily for leads, right?
Mhm.
Me, Got Junk, Junk King are the top three here. It's really just me and Got Junk is in a lot of trouble right now here.
Right.
Um, and there's a real easy way to figure that out too, but I can tell you that on another time. But basically, the call, nobody, once somebody comes off, somebody else is going to fill in the spot, right? So Got Junk doesn't even do it here. Junk King, I don't do LSA. It's all the smaller guys who have to get leads, because our SEO and our organic rankings are all in the top three. So they're not even going to be able to get up there anytime soon. So they have no choice but to buy those leads at
They're
very
just
high costs.
ripping off the little guys, pretty much.
Right, and Google's not going to care because they're in it to make money for investors.
Uh-huh.
So you can go down to say a 20% call action, and they might send you a, hey, you should really answer the calls, and all they're telling you is you need to answer these calls so we can make more money. That's
Right.
all they're telling you. And if you don't answer these calls, we're going to scare you by kicking you off, and you're not going to be able to get these calls. Well,
Exactly. Just
and,
like with
and
all the recommendations within
don't
Google,
ever do any of those recommendations
it's
ever.
usually
Any of the
all
Google
just to
ads, none of
spend
them.
more money. Spend more
None of
money.
them.
They just want money.
Correct.
So you're just saying just the LSA. Don't mess
Just
with that. Don't mess with the other bullshit. Try to go for the construction, the bigger ones that going to lead you to a
Higher
bigger
ticket, yeah.
payday.
Dude,
yeah,
if
Now
LSA had
I got to
demolition,
clarify this,
that'd be
Russ.
awesome.
Russ,
yeah,
I got to clarify this. Is LSA exactly Google guaranteed, or are they
It's the
yes.
different?
same thing, yeah.
Same thing, just different names.
Okay,
So
so the thing that I got to tell you then, well, with Google Guarantee, then it's only like a couple of topics you could pick. So I think it was
there's 10.
general. Yeah, but out of the
General
10, there was only
debris.
Here,
one
I'm
of
gonna
them that
look.
you want to pick because all the others start bringing you all the BS. I think
Where'd
it
this
was
Right.
the
kid go?
general.
Where'd
It was
this kid go? There you
All right.
go.
I'm gonna
Yeah.
look at what it was here. One
So
second.
I don't have my LSA account in front of me, but have Josiah look it up. But there's 10 of them. and most of them are bullshit. Like most of them are like recycling. Most of them are going to be donations or just shit that you're not going to do. You don't want to get into TVs because if you get into e-waste and someone spends $60 to call you and ask you how much to pick up a TV and you tell them $100, you just wasted $60 because no one's
You're
gonna fucking
done.
pay that.
All right.
You're
So
done.
Russ, all right, we're going through it. So we got appliance removal. No, right?
No.
It's just a
Uh,
general I picked.
furniture
Think of your
removal.
average job size, right? So if they had hot tubs on there, you would be hot tubs because you're spending $60 to get an
Right.
$600-700 job.
Right.
If you're going to pick up an appliance, a washer and a dryer is going to be 140, $150. You're spending half of
Furniture.
that to get the call.
Well,
So
furniture.
yeah,
Furniture could be
furniture,
half a
same thing.
load.
Yeah. And furniture is the same thing, but you can get in. Furniture is really easy. Just go and drop off cards over at any furniture store and just walk in there because you're the answer to all their prayers.
Well,
Because
we
the
got
Right.
biggest
somebody
problem they
coming up
have,
for that. We got somebody coming up for that. That's
yeah,
gonna
yeah.
talk about that.
Dan
Those
probably
goodies.
knows. Dan's
Yeah,
hallway.
yeah,
He's
yeah.
very good. Yeah,
We're
I'm not gonna. I don't want to shit on him, but yeah, no, Dan's very good at what he does.
yeah,
I watched Dan for the first time on your show, and I sent him a message. I was like, you did really good. Like me and him are very similar.
nice. He
Uh,
has an excellent voice. He has a good
Yeah, yeah.
voice. Tell
And
you
then
gotta
that.
like
say,
hazardous waste removal.
No,
No.
that's
No.
paint. Who the fuck's gonna call you up for $150 to recruit 3 gallons of paint?
Right. And
No,
then
Yeah.
yard waste. Don't worry
no.
about that.
no,
I
Okay, so
mean,
it's literally the
so
three. Well, construction waste removal, general junk removal,
ge-
house slash garage clean out, and then other. Does that
yeah,
sound good?
other I do only because other can be hot tubs, sheds, stuff, other play sets, other things,
Right.
estates, evictions, things like that. The other thing too is that you don't when you they don't have a hoarding thing in there, but when you guys are doing Google ads, just know that hoarding, any type of hoarding keyword, is the highest cost per click you can get
Of
Right.
course.
in junk
Big
removal
big money.
because
now,
Big
Russ,
money.
yeah,
is it worth doing this end of the day?
Right.
market specific. And I was going to tell you a story to remind you of what happened to me in Florida. There's some dirty shit that people do, especially in Florida, but there's a lot of dirty shit that people do on Google LSA.
Hmm.
They'll call you, they'll answer, they burn your budget, you get fucked up. So I don't do Google guaranteed here or in Florida. I don't have to. I tried, but to me the cost just doesn't outweigh it. There's too many tire kickers, and you're going to answer too many phone calls for Mary who just wants to know how much it is to pick up a couch. And when you tell her $129, oh fuck, I put it out the road for $25. You're 80 years old. Go for it. Fuck. If you can do it, lug that fucker out there. Go for it, right? But so I don't do Google LSA anymore. But being out, being new, and you not having, any SEO, any organic ways, you don't probably have many reviews. You probably don't have much on Yelp or Nextdoor or anything like that. You probably don't have very many Facebook followers on your page, either likes or followers. So you have no choice but to pay to get as many leads as you can coming in, right?
I do
And
have
I want to say
105-star
this.
reviews though.
I
So
want
I
to
can.
say this. I want to say this, Josiah, because I've just did this. I just started, and that's kind of was my lifeline. The first 2 months was to keep me busy, and it was keeping me like 1 or 2 jobs a day and everything.
Uh-huh.
And just like you said, bro, what it was doing was building my SMS blast. I'm getting all these clients in there. I'm not really making much money. Sometimes I'm only breaking even, but I'm
Yeah.
getting more customers. But what I did find from that, man, is I got my regulars now, and I send out that blast, bro. I'm getting repeat customers pretty
Exactly.
regular. They're keeping me busy now.
And
So maybe a couple of months of doing it definitely work, but keep an eye out because just like Russ said, I just got attacked out here, bro. There's no ifs, ands, or buts. They were straight up attacking my Google guarantee, man.
I
I'm
got
gonna
a fucking call today, and someone was like, "Are you a law firm?" And I'm like, "No," and it was LSA, and I just know that's just I don't know. To a certain point, they're gonna bring shitty leads. But one last thing, I
yeah.
couldn't remember, was furniture removal on or not on?
That's up to you. I don't do furniture removal because a lot of people are just calling for couches and love seats, and you're not going to make $400 on a furniture removal. That just
Yeah.
isn't going to happen.
You're right.
I wouldn't do furniture removal. And really, then what's going to happen? You're going to get a sleeper sofa for $149 and spend $75 to have them ask you can pick it up. You know what I mean? So
Right.
just on a dollar versus coming out, I don't advertise for a lot of the small dollar stuff. So like if you ever see like any flyers for me or anything like that, the very last line is mattress appliance furniture pickup. it's always hoarding, eviction, tenant cleanouts, hot tubs,
I
shed
took it.
removal, all the high dollar stuff in the beginning, because the common sense is holy shit, if they can pick up a quarter, or I mean, if they can pick up a hoarding house, I'm pretty sure they can pick up a couch. You know what I mean? So it's always the last bottom of the barrel shit. I don't ever advertise for low dollar jobs. It doesn't make any sense to. I don't.
Dude, I freaking love high ticket like demo
Oh
stuff.
yeah.
It's awesome.
Well, the problem you're going to
Julio
have, and you
wants
got
to
to.
know. Julio wants to know. Josiah, he goes, "Is it your business or a family business?" Sorry, was just wondering.
Oh yes.
Julio.
So yeah, I mean it's mine. I started this on my own. I mean the reason I started this business was to pay car insurance, because
Then he found out.
I did a lot of
Fuck.
a
Oh my
lot of
God.
sports and stuff, and my parents were like, I'm not gonna pay for car insurance. You gotta do it. You gotta work a job, whatever. Just make it happen. And then my dad's like, you gotta do a home service business. I mean, my parents have always worked for themselves, so they kind of have that entrepreneurial spirit. They're like, my dad's like, do a home service business, pressure washing, this or that. And we had that Ford F-150 just sitting around, and he's like, go pick up junk with that. And I did that for the first couple of months. First, we started with that, put walls on it, and then got a utility trailer, put walls on that, and we just hustled for like 6 months. And then I left the dealership with the Zuzu, and I mean, it just made
So
sense
let's
because
stop right there. Let's stop right there. Let's stop right there. Josiah, it's time to get deep. So,
Mhm.
how did you just walk out of the dealership with a
Yeah.
Zuzu? Were you co-signing? What? Let's get deep. This is not the regular show. We don't want to hurt your feelings. We just want the real deal answer. So
Like,
go.
are you curious on how I got there, like lead
No, no, no,
wise,
no,
or
no, no,
like
no,
how
no,
I
no.
actually
Meaning, like,
got
how do
started?
you go
Who
into a
signed the
place and
paper?
buy like a
Yeah.
$90,000 truck being
Let me make
16
this
years
clear.
old?
Let me make this clear as possible. How did you walk in the dealership
Oh my
and say,
gosh.
I want a dump truck, an NPR, and how did that happen?
Well,
Not
first
we
you
know how
go
you got there.
online, and I mean I went online and looked. The dealership was like in 2 hours away from me because I kind of live in the middle of nowhere. I found it online. I was like, I'm gonna go look at this. I went out there, looked at it. If you actually save money over like those 6 months, like I did, I mean you can put a pretty decent down payment on it.
Hmm.
So had cash, went in there. Obviously my parents co-signed it. I have
There
got
you go. There you
the
go.
down
There
payment
you go.
on
Okay.
there. And
Hmm.
then I fucking left the dealership with a badass Azuzi, and I was like, dude, this is
Yeah.
insane.
What
Do
do you
you
mean?
guys
There
hear
you
this,
go.
guys? Everybody in the chat, man. For those guys that are sitting around and they're wondering if they should get in junk removal and they've been hemming and
16-year-old
hawing,
is
thinking about
kicking your
financial.
ass.
His 16-year-old just went and did it. This is showing it, man. This is the
You
real
see,
deal here.
Yeah.
that's the kind of questions we want to ask. And
Mhm.
thank you so much for answering that. You see how easy that was? You just lifted all that weight off, and everybody knows now, hey, he did it with a cosigner. It's okay,
Well,
because you know why? He's getting that money.
well, now here's another question that I got going off of that.
Hit him,
Whose
Russ.
name did
Hit
you?
him.
Now here's the thing. Did the business buy it, or did you buy it personally?
It was the business, of course.
Okay, so now what is the truck in your name personally, or is it in the business name personally, or is it in the business name? The
Or
title.
your folks' name.
Well, I mean, if you want to get like super into it, like,
I'm going to
Yes.
explain why. This is why I'm asking.
okay, yeah.
Who's liable?
No, not who's liable, because he's 16. He doesn't understand that you have a personal credit score and you also have a business credit score. They're two separate things. Okay.
Credit card, everything, different score.
Dude,
Yeah.
I know what a business. I have my. I don't like
Don't get
actually
defensive.
have
Don't
my
get
own.
No,
defensive.
no.
Don't get
I
defensive.
didn't know if you knew that, but
Yeah,
so there's
no. I mean, if you wanna send me a message over Facebook, I can explain it a little bit more. I don't feel like super comfortable sharing it
no.
like
That's
Yeah,
fine.
that's fine, man.
Well, I'll just abbreviate then and just assume that if my 16-year-old son came to me and did this, this would be my advice. And if your dad ran a
Uh-huh.
business and service, this is probably what he told you. He probably told you to get the business to title the truck so that the business owns the truck with his signature on it,
Right.
and you're going to make the payments through the business. Now, that's great for you. The problem that
Yes.
you're going to have is you're 16, and because you're 16, you don't have any personal credit. There's no credit score on you really because you're too young. And when you go to these, they're going to require a shit ton of, background paperwork and,
Right.
can you prove your income and all that other stuff. So that's why the
So
dad had to do it. But the reason I asked that is if it was in your name personally, you don't get the credit for your business report. But if it's your business that has it, then it will report to, I think it's Bradstreet and Dunn is the business credit report.
uh-huh.
And so that will help you build the credit. So when you turn 18, you then, as the president, can sign for a credit card, get a rewards credit card, and then put all your dump fees on it, because then you're going to make the percentage back on the dump fees. Plus, a lot of people don't understand that rewards from credit cards are 100% tax free. So you
Right.
can literally make 5% or whatever the number is, and at the end of the year, just take a trip wherever the hell you want or pay
Yeah.
off your dump fees. But that was just me asking those questions because you are so young and so new. If your dad didn't explain it to you, I just wanted to explain it to you to put it
Oh
in
no,
a
I appreciate
business
that.
name.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
and then the other thing too is because you're so new, I don't know what the purchase price is. You don't got to get into all that. But because you're new, you're going to have two options on that truck. You're going to have the option to do what they call as a Section 179 write off, which means that you can write off the entire purchase of the truck in year one, or you have the ability to depreciate it over the course of 5 years.
Right.
Because it's you and you're new, and likely you're not going to write anywhere near this year in business where you're going to show a $90,000 profit, you're going to take the write off over 5 years to reduce your taxes over the next 5 years. You're not going to
Debt
take
to
it in one year.
ratio.
Right. Whereas me, if I go out and I buy a new truck this year, I'm taking the whole 179 because I don't want to pay the tax on $80,000. So it's a different set where you are to me. But that was the only reason I asked the question. It wasn't
Oh
to
yeah.
it wasn't to put you down or to shit on your parade or anything. Like, dude, I
So
already
like,
told you the last time. I'll work with you 5 sessions, answer any questions you want. Just get a hold of me. And I always work with young kids and male or female who are trying to do it on their own, because I think that college is a fucking scam, and I think that you could go out and
I
do
agree.
way more hustling, picking up shit out of people's houses than you ever will going to college to become a surgeon. I'm just
Yes, sir.
being just my honest.
And
Yeah.
Josiah, the more you get, the more hard work you put in, and the more people see you on social media and see you growing, and we're putting you out there right now, like the YouTube, the YouTube family, the YouTube University. Everybody's seeing you right now. They may not see you right now, but they're gonna see it tomorrow, all week, or this or that, and we're gonna be showing clips and stuff. But the thing is that you gotta have, you know what I mean, alligator skin. And you can't get so frustrated when someone's
Yeah.
asking you a question. And if you don't feel comfortable answering things, it's okay to say it in a certain
Yeah,
way.
for sure.
But the questions are going to be coming. And just
Yeah. No.
prepare for those things in the most best way you can answer it without getting the back of your neck hairs standing up.
Yeah, yeah.
You know
No,
what I'm
I'm not
talking
trying to
about?
fight Russ or anything. No,
No,
I
no, for
appreciate it. He's
sure.
looking out for me.
For
You
sure.
No,
got
I,
enough guys that want to do that.
No,
yeah,
you
I
know
got
what I
enough
mean?
no.
people that want to arm wrestle me and fucking
This
fight me and box me and all
and
those.
this is the content we're bringing to the people. This show, this is what we're doing. This is a gem, you guys. We got two gems on the show right now that you guys are hearing and seeing. I'm trying to tell you, there is so much more to come. Oh boy.
So we're gonna end this right here, man. I wanna give a little tease. So this Tuesday we have Russ coming on. It's gonna be 8 p.m. Eastern time, 5 p.m. West Coast. I want everybody to tune in. You guys just seeing some of the knowledge he's got. I mean, get your questions ready. This guy
Woo!
really knows it. I am very impressed, bro. I was already impressed before, but some of the things that you're saying, you're touching on accounting, you're touching on so many other
Wow.
things,
Oh
not just
boy.
junk. Yeah, you're showing your knowledge, man, and he
Dude,
definitely
Well,
thank you for
piqued my
that
interest,
LSA.
man.
yeah,
That was awesome. That's gonna save me some money.
yeah,
That's just straight up facts. I mean, if you just take out the low ticket shitty like mattress pickup
yeah,
stuff, that's gonna be really good for me. And Paul was saying, at the end of the day, is LSA worth it? It depends on the market, and for me, it's like a solid three to 2.5x. So
yeah.
it's what I'm gonna be doing.
Most Google ads, when you get into Google ads, I always, when I teach clients and when I talk to them, I always tell them that any ad spend you do should result in 5 to 7x on anything you spend. So if
Yeah.
you're going to spend 50, and I'll just tell you, my first year I spent $50,000 in advertising. I did 250. The
Okay.
second year I did 75,000 and I did 475. The third year I did 75,000 and I went to 750. And in the fourth year I did 100,000 and I was over a million in 4 years. So
Yeah.
I got lucky because I came out of it. I started it just before COVID. And what a lot of people don't understand is that COVID was a blessing for the junk removal companies. They don't, a lot of people who are getting into it now have no idea how more difficult it's going to be now than it is when the government is handing out $1,000 a week to everybody and everyone. When interest rates
Yeah.
on mortgages are 2% and everybody's moving to buying a bigger house, their house they bought for 200 grand is now selling for 400. They can get a 2% mortgage and move to an $800,000 house. And so there was a ton of transactions moving and everything else. And then all of a sudden, fucking pancakes dipshit got in the office and decided that he didn't know what the fuck he was doing with the economy and just shot everything. You know, when interest rates go to 7% and housing stops, you're fucked. And the
So is it?
problem is everybody gets on YouTube and sees all the guys that are successful and
Mhm.
oh, I can do that. And then they get out there and they're like, oh, I'm gonna buy a truck and a trailer, and 3 months in, they're like, fuck me. How is this look so great on TV? And it's not. It's more difficult now to start because you have way more people and the economy is dog shit and no
Saturated.
one's
Yeah.
moving.
I'm
And so
curious.
yeah,
Is it possible to still get that like 10x return like right
down the
now?
road, down the road. Not now.
And I
No.
In
assume that's
time.
with like PPC campaign, right? Like a
Well,
Google PPC.
well, you can do. I mean, CPC. When you're talking about cost per click campaigns, you're going to end up spending most Google clicks are somewhere in the neighborhood of $30 to $50, depending on the keywords that they click.
Right.
And usually, it's about 25 to 30% will call you one time. So you're losing a lot of money. Don't
Hmm.
get into Google Ads if you don't have. I don't know your market, but where I'm
Let,
at, I wouldn't even start without 3 to 4 grand a month minimum.
let's
Right.
save that for
Yeah.
the next episode.
All
Let's
right,
let's
that's
let's
fine.
let's save all that for the next
We
Yeah.
episode.
want to also know what's been going on, bro. Just for the chat, we're not gonna get all the way into it. I just want to kind of tease them. What's been going on with you and Andrew? I see like there's just been a lot of like bad blood going back and
Just
forth,
give
and
us a little bit. Just give
yeah,
us a
just a
little bit.
quick rundown,
Well,
man.
Well, I'll tell you the two of them that you're talking about, and it's not just Andrew, but there's a
Don't
lot of
water it down.
backstory. There's a lot of backstory that they tend to leave out, right? So I can go back to probably 2020 to 2021 when me and Andrew actually used to talk, and he would ask me questions, right? So this is the guy that I'm full of shit and I don't know anything, and I don't know what I'm talking about, but yet on the last show told Josiah to take me up on the 5 coaching things because I know my shit and I know what I'm talking about. So there's a lot of back and forth with him, and his stories will always change. But basically, what happened is he reached out to me about his incident in California. He's explained it. I'm not going to go into it. I told him he was fucked. All he did get fucked, and it was his own doing. And he knows it, and he learned from it. But there's nobody in the world that doesn't start a business that doesn't realize what his situation happened that didn't know that this would come back and bite him in the ass. So he set himself up for that failure, just trying to be cheap, right? So anyway, fast forward, me and Ricardo. I don't like Ricardo at all. I know a lot of people think that it's a joke that me and him go back and forth just
It's
for
okay.
views, and I I vehemently hate that motherfucker. Like I really hate him. Like vehemently hate him. It went so bad that I actually had someone I was going to pay $100 to go drop 5 of my signs. I was going to ship them to him and drop 5 signs in his yard because I can't stand him. That's how much
Holy
I hate him.
shit,
Oh,
dude.
Basically,
oh.
like a
God
dog
damn.
taking a shit in his yard from 1,500 miles away. Like I do not like him.
Damn.
So we got some.
And
So
so
we got some things to talk about.
yeah. So basically, what happened is me and Ricardo would go back and forth, and Ricardo claims that he has, he's the greatest thing since sliced bread. But if you ever go back and look at some of his original videos from 16 years ago, his price sheet is still the same. Now, anybody with any kind of economic degree knows that in 2002, you didn't pick up a refrigerator for $45 and still pick it up in 2025. But this is, it works for him. He gets in the door. Anyway, me and Ricardo would go back and forth. Well, Andrew sold his company and got into the YouTube thing and then started pushing the autopilot thing. And he wanted me to go out to the last Junk Expo. And I basically said, I won't be anywhere that Ricardo is because I know me and there will be no talking. And I'm just not going to embarrass anybody that I go to. So I opted not to go to that. And I was, and basically what happened is he tried to use me as a promo to get people to come to that junk expo so that they could watch me and Ricardo. Originally, it started out as a boxing match. We were going to get in and we were going to box. That was originally what it was. I'm not a boxer. I've never boxed. I don't believe in using gloves. And my response was the only way that I would ever get into a ring with him is if it was a cage with it locked and there was no gloves and it was a UFC fight. That was it. That was the only way I would do it. Then
There
it
you
turned
go.
into I was a bitch, I was backing down, and then him and Ricardo got on it. And if anybody doesn't believe me, feel free to go to the Turning Junk into Cash, hit the search button, and hit Russ Burry Boxing, and the entire thing is still there from a year ago. You can go back and look at everything I'm telling you.
Oh, you
So
know what?
basic,
We're gonna bring this up on Tuesday. I'll
yeah.
I'll pop it on the screen.
So basically, what happened is he was using my name as a promotional tool to get people to be interested in coming there, so that he could push more people to show up for his ever exquisite autopilot, which originally was actually called something else. It was never originally called autopilot. So and what had happened was is he originally called it whatever it was. Me, Justin, and a couple other people brought up, hey, just so you know, there's already a software out there called this. And then the tune switched to, oh yeah, that was just a fake name. The real name is going to be this autopilot. Oddly enough, there's also an autopilot.io out there too. So I don't know how far
Oh.
he's going to get with that without
Oh.
being sued by taking that company. And it's also a software program. Now I'm not a legal lawyer, but we'll go with that. So that was really it. And I just told Andrew, I was like, listen, man, don't fucking use my name or anything about me to try to promote you guys and getting me out there, telling everyone that I'm coming out there when I'm not. And then you're going to turn around and be like, oh, he bitched out. He didn't want to come out and try to throw me under the bus. I said, don't use my name for any promos at all. I don't want to be mentioned in anything. And I basically told him that if you use my name for any promos at all without my permission, I'm going to sue you. So he stopped right then and there, and he let it go. And now back and forth, it's, he gets on YouTube and he shit talks me. And the funny thing is the other day I asked a question in here, and I asked him to answer the question. And I said, what's a dink, and what two stores look for dinks when they're building their new stores? And what do those stores have to do with junk removal companies and the success of a junk removal company? And he never answered it. He pushed it off. He he regurgitates a lot of what people tell him, and then he goes in front of a green screen and has an editor make it look good on YouTube. So, and here's my only other point about this, and this is the way I look at it, right? You have a software program that's supposed to be the best thing ever, right? It's going to be the best thing ever, and it's going to get rid of Workies, Jobber, House Call Pro that have been around for years, have worked out all the bugs and all of this other stuff. That means you have to be one of the top tier programmers in the world to be able to program that from nothing into a $1 million, $100 million SaaS software company where people are paying you to use it, right? Why would you do that? If you were that good, you would be the lead fucking programmer at a
I
major
see.
company
Yeah.
making $400,000 to $500,000 a year with salaries, stock options, and benefits. And instead, you were a programmer who got into junk removal, and that was your
Woo.
stepping stone to get to where autopilot was. And not only that, but he has never once, and I'm probably the only guy in the groups that will actually open up my CRM and I will show you what I did daily, what I did for the month, what I did for the year. He has never one time, and none of these guys who have sold, and there's other of them out there that
Oh
have
yeah.
sold and said, "Oh, I'm $1 million company and I sold for 225." Ritardo said, I've got 9 locations and fucking 37 trailers and I do all this business, but I'd take 500 grand and I'd retire. Well, first of all, 500 grand would get you 250 after taxes. So that's
Mm-hmm.
dick money. And
Dick.
according to him, he does $900,000 in 1 month with fucking 100 houses. So, like, if anybody actually took the time to use a calculator and math, they would realize that there is no physical possible way you could filter that many people through a haunted house in 5 days. It's impossible, right? But everybody gets on there and they watch him and they believe that this is true. I'm going to tell you now, $1 million business like Andrew did, and he'll openly tell you he spent $300,000 in his first year to get to $1 million in Google ads.
Wow.
Fucking what? The first year. Now he's in LA. He has no choice but to spend a lot of money. It would be the same as in St. Louis. It would be the same in New York City, Atlanta, big major, Miami, Metro. You have to
Yeah.
spend a lot of money.
San Francisco Bay Area.
Right. But if you just did the math, okay, you did $1 million in revenue. If his COGS, and just so you know, Josiah, that's cost of goods sold, which is your labor, dump fees, and gas, right? If his
Thank you.
COGS running a 2-truck team were at 40%, that's 400 grand, right? Now, out of that 400 grand, he added another $300,000 in Google ads. So now he's at 70% of his money has been gone before he's made $1. And that's just in gas, labor, dump fees, and advertising. So now he's got $300,000 left to pay for car insurance. We all know he wasn't paying for comp insurance, to pay for general liability insurance, to pay your credit card fees, to pay whatever else that you have to do. So there was no money on there. And then when you take the taxes out of it, he basically got a 1.5% return. 1.5 times EBITDA earnings is what he sold his company for. If I had to guess, I don't know his numbers, but knowing what I know, my guess is he was probably making 150,000 at the end of the year, and they bought him for 225, which included the equipment cost that he owned. So out of the 225, back out 50 grand in equipment, he got $175,000 for a business that makes 150,000 a year. Is that really, like, I'm not trying to shit on his parade, great for him selling the company, but if you did $1 million in business and walked away with $175,000 after your equipment cost, there's a reason why you got out, right?
Yeah.
I mean, this is just me. And again,
Now,
I will never,
You know what I think, man, is I hope that you guys could come to, like, some sort of agreement where you guys could be at least in the same room, because I don't think it should got to where it got, like, between you guys and all. But the way that I look at it is that Andrew kind of like introduced a new way into like the industry, man. Like he kind of brought in the whole, computer and marketing and with CRMs and stuff that never really existed in it. So,
they had him well before he did it. I mean, if they didn't exist before he got it, he never would have been asking people, what do you like about House Call? What do you like about
what I'm
Jobber?
saying
What do you
is,
not like about Workies? And then he basically took everything that they do, put it in together, and changed a couple things in it. It's essentially the same thing.
but Russ,
It's not like he.
just hear me out. No, I get it, man. I get it. But it's like that's where his superpowers come from, man, was the tech world. And I think it was just really cool how he adapted it in the junk removal. I agree, man. And he probably would agree with you too, to make $1 million, do all that work, have all that stress, and only pocket, very small percentage of it, it's a lot of stress on you and all that.
Yeah.
So I think it was him realizing that he doesn't need to do all that, and he could go back to his passion and really put the focus in building the CRM out, which I think it really is his niche and all. And I like that he's doing it, and it's like made for junk removal. It's like a quarter of the price. He's not being greedy, man. He could be charging more.
I want to mention too that I actually got into the business from Andrew, because he's a big influencer or whatever, and that's how I started. Andrew, I listened to all his stuff, and I just wanted to mention that he definitely does have good advice out there. And
Well, did you take his course? Is that what you
yeah,
did?
no, I literally, that's like the first thing I've invested in within the
He's got a
business
course.
was a course. And what kind of pisses me off, I love Andrew, he's awesome, is that I know you have to use like whatever you have, which is his course, his software, and you have to give it out for free to get clients. I mean, I paid $500 for his course in the beginning, and now he's just handing it out for free with like setting up with autopilot, which is like $50. Out of that for me was like, come on, man. But honestly, like I said, you do have to have some sort of leverage. So like, hey, I'll give you a course if you sign up for autopilot. But that just kind of hit me.
Oh, it rubbed you wrong that you had to
Yeah, I was
pay
like, come
for it,
on,
and now
bro.
you're
Like,
seeing people getting handed it out.
it's
Yeah, I
like, why'd
get
you
that.
do that to
He's
me?
not the only one. There's guys out there. There's guys that are on your show that have been on your show that are marketing geniuses that sell courses for $4,500, and it's an 18-page pamphlet. And oddly enough, the guy that you have had on your show actually banned me from his group because I offered coaching and mentoring, and he basically bans anybody out of the group. And if you offer any service that he offers you, you're immediately banned right out of the group. It's the largest junk removal group that's out there. You know who the owner of it is. I'm not going to throw his name out there, but he absolutely has banned probably at least 50 to 60 of the top haulers in the country that can actually help people in the group, because he doesn't want anybody going in there and giving away anything for free because he can't charge people for it. So for me, I'm very turned off by that. I don't like those people. I offer coaching and mentoring. I don't do it a lot, and I have I drop more people than I bring in. Um,
Right.
I just it's not something that most people want to do, and most people don't understand that coaching and mentoring people is nothing more than babysitting grown men with hairy faces. It really is. They don't listen to you. They want your advice. You tell them, and they go, "Oh, I'm not going to do that." And you're like, "Well, what the fuck are you paying me for? Like, what would be the reason that you obviously see that the person you're asking to do it is successful, but you're not listening to them." And then when they say, "Well, what did you do this week?" and you're like, "Well, I didn't really do anything we talked about." It's like, I don't even have the fucking time. I don't want to deal with you. I don't.
So let me ask you this, Russ.
There.
So I know that you got the beef with Andrew and all, but
Mhm.
my question is, do you believe in what he teaches as far as like with that tech savvy stuff and incorporate it into junk removal?
So there's a lot of things that you can do tech wise, right? So he's talking about SMS campaigns. I know Ivan's been on here before, and he has an SMS software or something like that where you can do SMS texting and all of that. Just so you guys know, I used Chirp for a long time. Chirp was $500 a month, and it would send out text messages to everybody in your Rolodex randomly, and it would just filter them through until everybody went through. Right? House
That's cool. Yeah, I like
Yeah.
that. Does any of them do that today with the or
Church
does
still
church?
does it. I don't know
Okay,
about House Call or them. House Call will do it, but you only, I think on House Call it's like 200 texts a month, which is nothing for me because our Rolodex is 13,000 people. So for me to go through 200 people a month, I
it's
mean, fuck,
nothing.
it's nothing.
So,
I wouldn't get it.
what
Um,
CRM do you use,
I
Russ?
use House Call.
Okay, yeah, because I use Workies, and then they have some automations, but I've been looking at like Go High Levels automations.
Go High
And
Level is very complicated. There's a lot of I have Go High Level for Florida. I don't even understand it. I don't even look at it. I
Russ,
just fucking stuff.
can you break the difference down on these, like so that we know like what does Jobber do, what is household, like
I
what do
don't
you?
know. I don't know what Jobber and Workies do because I've never used them. My nephew
Okay,
uses Workies. All of them are very similar. They just have a different niche. Some might have different colors. Like if you do dumpster rentals, you might be able to put the color in green instead of just like the regular color, so that there's some other things you can do with that. But I've never used them, so I can't speak to them, and I don't really use a lot of the funnel stuff that House Call does.
now
Um,
have you tried Andrews? Have you taken a look at autopilot at all?
no, I won't.
I would really love to see you, and maybe on Tuesday, if we could maybe pull it up, and I would love to hear firsthand your thoughts, just because you use another CRM, and then we could compare, what we think,
He asked me to do this. He asked me to run a pilot program for him. He was looking for people that were more or less not just owner operators, but multi trucks, because there's a big difference between running a CRM for an owner operator truck than it is running one for a 5 truck job that has 26 jobs on the schedule, dumpster rentals on the same thing. So that he was asking me for that, and it was right around the time that everything happened, and I was just like, I'm not going to even take the time to even give you my opinion. And I'll be completely honest with you. You could pull it up. I wouldn't even look at it. I have absolutely no desire to give him any feedback from me. I don't want, because I don't know the tech world. I have no clue. I don't know shit about programming, and I don't know. He asked me a Python thing the other day, a scrape. I don't fucking know, and I don't care. Like that's not me, right? I can't speak to technical stuff. But I don't want to accidentally just be like, oh, hey, why doesn't your program just do this or this? And something he never thought of, which is something that the other ones don't. And all of a sudden he incorporates it and the fucking thing takes off because of an idea I gave him. And now I'm like, fuck you, asshole. No, I'm not. I'm not doing that. I'm just
Well,
being honest
well,
with you.
So
with
Russ,
that, hold on, Mr. Yee. With that, we are ending the show. That is the perfect way to end this, guys. If you want to hear more of Russ, man, you guys got to tap in Tuesday night, 8 p.m. Eastern time, 5 p.m. West Coast, bro. This is gonna be gold. I am looking so forward to this, guys. Russ, I just want to thank you so much for dropping all this knowledge tonight. Josiah, thank you for coming
thank you
on.
so much, Russ.
We're
Thank
going
you
to
so
talk in the
much.
background. We'll get you all
Yeah.
set up. We'll talk with the parents, make sure they can come out to the expo and all.
Josiah,
Mr.
and look me up in Facebook. Okay, you can go. I don't know what groups you're in. I have my own Facebook group. It's called the Seven Figure Junk Removal. That's my group. You can get in there, join it. I'll let you. And I approve everybody coming in. So there's no spam bullshit. There isn't going to be people like
I'll
SEO.
enter that group too. I'll get in on
What's
that
what's
too.
the name of it? Yo, plug it out one more time. We'll say
One
that
more-
again.
It's called 7 Figure Junk Removal. It's the same as my YouTube channel.
Okay.
Um,
Okay.
But just go in there, Josiah, and DM me, and I can talk to you a little bit more freely about
Sweet.
LSA and some other things that I can't on here.
See, Josiah, you're getting those gems just by tuning in. You see, you're getting that, that language. You're getting hooked up just by tuning in. Now, Josiah, where can our viewers see you at? What you on? Facebook, Instagram, TikTok? What can
Yeah.
people come check you out at?
Probably the best would be Instagram. Yeah, like Next Gen Junk Removal. Just look us up.
Okay, next gen junk move. Do you have a YouTube or anything like that? Are you creating?
No, it's no, I don't really have the YouTube built out. I do have a Facebook, just Josiah again. You can look. That's my personal, and then
Okay,
same
all right.
business page on Facebook too.
Mm-hmm.
All right,
We'll
now
attach it
Josiah,
in
just so you
description,
know,
too.
when you join your groups, when you start joining all your Facebook groups, join them as both. Okay?
Okay.
Join every Facebook group you have as your personal and as your business, because you will get kicked out of personal or out of Facebook groups from your business if you put too much in there. But a
Right.
lot of them don't realize that you own the other business too, so they'll let you share posts in there. So
Yeah.
you
So
can
what
always share your business posts in there.
Yeah, that's all I'll do. I'll go in a group and then I'll share my post, my business post,
Yep.
and it'll look like I'm just like sharing a business.
And then you
you
could
know?
refer, if anybody ever says anything, you refer them to your business.
Yes,
from
sir.
your
I'll get-
And then you click that share button. You can do like fucking 10 groups at a time. You do that like
Oh, believe me, I know, bro.
4 times.
that'll go
Everybody in the
away.
world in junk knows I know how to
Yeah.
share.
That'll
Yeah,
go away
yeah.
though. Now they only let me do 3 at a time to try to slow it down.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
really, it's easy. You just copy the same post, paste it, put the same picture up there, and you can post another 3. I mean, I could post to 20 groups in less than 5 minutes. It's easy.
How often do you guys do that? I do like every other week because I feel like I don't want to spam and blow up the groups.
If you're just doing regular like flyers or anything, then only once. But if you're putting comedy and you're getting it like, that's where I find you could put it as much as you want because people enjoy it. I mean, just don't be boring and be like everybody else and just share the same goddamn thing. You see that post I did the other day where I was like, I even get rid of your ex and I'm putting a guy in the trunk and all
Yeah.
that, bro, everybody loved it. Everybody had a junk removal industry. They're all hitting me up. Got so much more business that week. So shit like that, man. Add that comedy in, man, and it's not looking like spam and all.
The other thing too is when you get into groups, don't just post about business. In Florida, when I do it, I post in my business, but I also post interesting facts. So like I'm in one for Punta Gorda, and I'm like, oh, did you know that Punta Gorda was this? Here's the first house of Punta Gorda. So a lot of people in the group who have just moved there, they don't understand the history of it. Chat GPT is your best friend. Just go in there and just say, give me some interesting groups about or give me some interesting facts about whatever town you're in. And it will literally spit them out and just copy them, put them in a note folder. I have a note folder with like 500 different things in there that I'll just go copy and paste. If I'm taking a shit, I just go start asking it questions, copy, paste them right in there. And then it literally will give you all of your posting and everything else. The other 2 things I'll tell you about groups before you guys end, just because everybody can do this for free. If you really want to be a sneaky bastard and you want to try to find out all the realtors in your area, have your wife, girlfriend, or someone in your family say, I'm looking to sell my house. Does anybody know of a really good realtor? And every single person is going to recommend a realtor. Now what you do is once you get 250 realtors in there, there's a script that I use that I'll share with you, Josiah. And basically what happens is every single one of those realtors that will respond, you just DM them. And every realtor will open up every single DM because they don't know if it's a house for sale. And once they read it, they're going to go, oh, shit, this is the guy I want to use. So
Got him.
that's a good way to do that. And then
Got
the
'em.
other one, too, that a lot of people don't realize about the power of Facebook groups is a lot of those groups will allow you to advertise in there for a fee. So I pay one group in Florida, it's 26,000 people. I pay them $50 a month and I can advertise one time a day, every day, 365 days a year. Now, there's some groups that will allow you to buy the banner page. And the way that Facebook groups work is, let's say that I put a video up there saying Yee Yee's an asshole, right? And there's 50,000 people in the group. 200 people might actually see the group, where the other 48,000 or 49,000 are never going to see the post because of the algorithm. The way to get around that is if you can get the banner page sponsored, because everybody loading into the page every single day will see the banner page because that never changes. So what you do is you go into the groups and you say, hey, Mr. Yee Yee, you have this group for Solano, California. You've got 25,000 people in there. Would you be interested in me sponsoring the banner page? I'll give you $500 a month to put my logo on the banner page. They're going to take it because they're just running, the admin who owns the group isn't making any money on the fucking thing anyway. But the banner page is really the one you want because every single person logging in every single day sees that.
The exposure.
Yeah, and it's every day. So if you're in a group, there's one that's called Siesta Key where we are. It's got 370 some odd thousand people in the group. It's $75 to post one time in one day. The monthly advertising is like 10 grand. And a lot of restaurants do it because Siesta Key is a tourist spot.
Yeah.
But for us, you're going to look for like real estate groups, buy and sell groups, things like that, small businesses, community groups, things like that. But you can get into those groups free. I actually just bought a group in Florida. It's got 26,000 people in there. I bought it for $2,600. Now, for me, $2,600, that's really not that much money, but the exposure in a group in Florida after a hurricane, I'll pay for that in one day. So you can buy those groups.
Are you saying that some people can buy groups?
Yes.
Maybe reach out to the person who's
100%.
running the group, and
Yes.
then, hey, how much would it be if I wanted to buy this group, and then you reflip it with your logos and everything?
100%. It's actually a game it's actually a business. So you can let's say that I get into a group and I buy it for, like this one I bought for 2,600 people. I go through and I get rid of all the bullshit, the spam, all the car wash, duct cleaning, all that shit, and I get rid of everybody. And let's say I bring the group to 13,000 actual people.
Yeah.
Now I grow that to 75,000 people. I can now sell that group for 100 grand. Because each person typically is worth about, each legit person, not the bullshit that, you see posting car detailing and all that. But those groups typically are worth about $1 a person. So I bought the group for $2,600. If I filter out half of them and there's 13,000 left, I can now sell that group for $13,000. Or I can run an advertising for people who want to advertise in that group.
Exactly. And maybe kick out your competition.
Well, because I own the group, I banned everybody that does junk removal from being in that group. So now the only people that goes in there for junk removal is me. So it's a real easy way for you to buy large amounts of people, typically stay-at-home moms, which is our group. We're looking for moms. We're looking for elderly people. So you're going to look for things to do in the community, shit like that. All the people are old. You go in and buy a group that's got 50,000 people in it and you drop $50,000 on it, you'll pay that money back within 1 year. And now it just sits there for the next 5 years. You own it.
Right.
I love all this, bro. I am like, I'm going to take so many notes now, and I got so many questions on Tuesday. I love it, bro.
I'm buying groups.
Well, guys, thank you, everybody, for tuning in. Everybody in the chat, smash that thumbs up button for us. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. Make sure you check out everybody else's channel, and Facebook's on here. Stay connected. And we're going to see everybody on Friday. We got the big show dropping. What, yo, bro, we didn't even drop what we did, like the guest yet, bro. We got to tell where we're going.
Let's go. Are they ready? Hang on. Are you guys ready for this guest drop?
Go for it.
Go for it.
All right, guys, we got the couple making all the noise in the world on junk removal. They are killing it on Instagram. We got JT Junk Solutions. We got Peyton and Jacqueline coming on. We're going to be asking tons of questions, and we're not going to just ask the boring, regular ones. We're going to really get spicy with it. We're going to get it really dig in and all. Russ, I really hope you could tune in that day,
Stop by.
man. You've been
Depends on
watching
my.
that couple at all, bro?
No, I don't. I don't. I'm not an Instagram person. I don't do TikTok. I don't have a single TikTok. I don't have Instagram. I'm not. I'm not into that. I'll do more Facebook groups than I will Instagram.
But
I can
Russ,
target
I
better
want
people.
you to just listen to them on Friday, man, because they are going at it with a niche, man, and they're turning Instagram into just a funnel of just leads for free. It's
Yeah.
amazing, and they're gonna hit 400K just a couple in a trailer,
Yeah.
in their first year, bro. So
Is it a young
definitely
couple?
tune in.
Yeah, young
Young
couple,
couple,
vet.
power lifters,
Uh-huh.
really from Texas. I think they're in Austin, Texas. They
Mm-hmm.
just
It's
got into the game and they're doing it big,
yeah.
Hispanic
really fast.
girl
But
with the
this is the
puppy.
thing. This is the thing that's been going on, though, is they're getting a lot of love, but they're also receiving a lot of hate from the junk removal industry. It's, you know what I mean?
Welcome.
People, yeah. Well, we're gonna get
Mhm.
into that. We're gonna really break into why and all. So I encourage everybody tune in on Friday. And guys, listen, don't worry, I got a license for these guns, baby.
The
Let's
sun's not
call it
out.
a night.
No
Thank you
sun's
guys
out.
again. Thank you for coming on, everybody. Have a great
Thank you,
night,
Russ.
everyone.
See ya.
See you guys.
Thank you, Josiah.
Thanks.